Also, we're joined by Lieutenant General D.R. Soni from San Jose. He is the former GOC-in-C of the Army Training Command and Southern Command of the Indian Army. Thank you so much for joining us on WION The World is One.
Thank you very much for having me on your show, Mr. Raya.
Thank you so much, sir. Now, Lieutenant General, let me begin by asking you, of course, we've been getting ground updates from our correspondent in Srinagar as well. Pakistan continues cross-border violations. India, as we know, is on high alert in the aftermath of Operation Sindoor. Even though it was made very clear that these were non-escalatory strikes, it was targeted, it was controlled and measured. India has practiced considerable restraint. We see from the Pakistani side violations continue. What is your assessment of how things have unfolded in the past 24 hours or so?
Okay, firstly, we carried out these strikes. We believe that they are non-escalatory. But then, can we actually lay down as to how the opposing side thinks? Just remember, Pakistan is a sovereign state. They have their own issues, major issues. The whole world knows about them, especially you. They have a local population to satisfy. And just remember, they're Punjabis. They have the Islamic world to satisfy because the Islamic world is going to be supplying them with their finances, their weapons, their ammunition, etc., etc. So how can we lay down what or how they will react? It should be a given that they are going to, first of all, start cross-border firing, all kinds of weapons. Number two, that is not all. They are likely to do whatever they can because they have to. And that we should be prepared for. So in the services, we call it contingency planning. But the funny part is you plan for 100 contingencies and the enemy is likely to carry out the 101st contingency. So that is where your preparation, your training, and this is a nation together standing, fighting an adversary. So this is the entire nation who will then get together and deal with that 101st adversity contingency which the enemy will launch. And that is what we must be prepared for. So we cannot lay down as to this was non-escalatory, so please don't fire at us. I think that's a wrong presumption. And anyone who does that in the international military syndrome is asking for trouble. Very personal opinion, but I feel very strongly about this. Okay. Now, other than that, we are on the move. We have mobilized our forces adequately. We have mobilized our populations adequately. The press is playing a major role. I would like to appreciate the maturity that our government, our military, our press is dealing with this situation. You see, there will always be jingoists. There will always be people who will say, "Mar denge, jala do, tod do," etc., etc. That's not how responsible nations function. So we've done what we had to do. Now we know they will react. We have to be prepared for it. And I do believe that we are doing okay.
Right. Just on that, just to expand on that, would you say then India has demonstrated its preparedness with Operation Sindoor? And if we were to just look at the other options, perhaps, and we could seek some clarity from you here, what other options do you think India has in its arsenal should Pakistan choose to retaliate?
Okay. Mr. Rao, let me tell you this very clearly. War is not good for any nation. Any kind of war will set that nation or both the nations back by about 30 to 40, maybe 50 years. It's not good for either of them. However, what has been done is a very calculated action. Now, I personally am against launching aircraft into Pakistani airspace. I am personally against going for shallow strikes because other than satisfy a couple of people who have, again, I use the word jingoistic ideas, not going to achieve much. We saw that earlier too. We will suffer internally due to a backlash from various factors in our own state and not achieve much. Sending aircraft across or launching troops across in a manner which is, say, traditional in being, I am not in favor of. I am in favor of something else. And that has been shown by this first action, and that is missile warfare. You see, today technology gives you the advantage of being able to target a person, an establishment, a building, an organization to a very distinct degree of accuracy and avoid the fallout which is on either side. Okay. That is one option which we must keep exploring. There are other nations across the world which have actually done that and are doing that. And I think that is one option. The number two option. Now, this is something which I'm actually stepping beyond the line, and I'd like to clearly state this. Do you remember the wrath of God? And this is a question to you, Mr. Raya. So this was against the perpetrators of the Munich massacre. Does it bring something to light? So I believe that as a nation, you want to show to the world that I don't want to go to war with somebody else. But yes, someone who has harmed somebody in my country, somebody who has harmed a civilian in my country, I will go for him. And the manner to go for him is go for precision strikes. Again, please refer to the wrath of God. People who are watching this can Google it just to get the correct perspective of what I'm talking about. And I believe that that is another option which must always remain on the cards. It will take time, but the vulture is a patient bird. Wait for your chance and strike. So when you want to achieve immediate success and immediate results, you've done what you could do. You can continue to do more of the same. There is another method of warfare today, and that is using drones to deliver a weaponry, to deliver arsenal on the enemy, and keep it limited, you see. So this collateral damage today is not good either for you in your own country or for the world when it sees you doing it. And we are actually in a position to avoid it. So I personally am of the firm opinion not to escalate this into a war, a traditional, conventional war. That is my opinion. I personally see that our government, the people running our government, our Prime Minister, Defense Minister, Home Minister, and the whole lot, the National Security Advisor, they're all following this minute by minute. And there is adequate time. Meanwhile, prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Never be caught wanting. Never be caught unawares. Because then there are no excuses. You see, in war, there is no second best. So, okay. So I believe the option is to go for precision strikes.
All right. Lieutenant General Soni, I hear you. Also, just to talk about that, we saw that in the lead up to Operation Sindoor as well, there was plenty of opportunity to perhaps get Pakistan on, well, I believe it would be callous to say the negotiations table, but there was opportunity for it to perhaps take a different route this time around. That did not happen, and if past precedence is anything to go by, it may not happen going forward as well. That being said, my question is, what will it take for Pakistan to perhaps also identify that it has a lot of issues that it is dealing with on the home front. Do you think Pakistan can afford this fight if that were to happen? And do you think there is any possible way where the two sides can choose a diplomatic solution still after all that has transpired? And how much do you think the international community plays a role in this?
Okay, firstly, you mean to say Pakistan had no clue that this is what would happen? You mean to say India had no clue that this is what Pakistan would do? Diplomatic efforts are very, very essential because war can never have a worthwhile solution. War is a disaster for both sides. Economically, as far as your population is concerned, your infrastructure is concerned, everyone knows that. Pakistan knows where it is today economically in the world. You call it isolated, whatever you want to call it. There is no doubt. They are also running a country, please. Let's not undermine their capabilities. Okay, labeling them the bogeyman is one thing, but underestimating their capability either of reading the world situation, reading their own situation, and working out plans for what they should do, I think that would be a very, very immature thing to do because that will be a recipe for disaster. So they know exactly where they are. Frankly, Mr. Roya, even we know exactly where they are. So when you know, you take a couple of boxers in the ring, they will keep sparring, they'll keep sparring. One guy will keep looking for the weakness in the other and hit him out. The other guy will keep waiting till the weakness in the other shows. But he will react. He has a moral duty. He has a moral duty to his population, to his country, to his investors to react. And investors, you would know who I mean. It's across. It's very, very open today. So my thing is, it is foolish to say that they will not react. Diplomatic, yes. Diplomacy has to work because you've done what you had to do. Now, simultaneously, a diplomatic effort, a diplomatic offensive, if I may say so, must be launched. How much can the world assist? Yeah, so today is a game of finances, of economics. You squeeze a person economically and you probably could get him to listen to you. But if you threaten somebody today, let's be honest, everyone's got weapons. Weapons are available around the corner. Everyone's a nuclear capable nation. No one's going to listen. And yes, people have got self-respect. And like I said, there's this Punjabi culture. They're Punjab. Why should they listen to anyone as a matter of threat? But yes, if you put economic pressure, you put other kinds of pressure, and you simultaneously give the carrot along with that in the form of a diplomatic offensive, both by India and by nations who do not want this to go out of hand, possibly things will smoothen out. It will take time. Just remember, it's too early. It's too early.
Right. I believe what I'm also trying to understand is you've spoken about the economic impact of this as well. So are we talking about sanctions here? And what else would a diplomatic solution entail? I'm just asking for more clarity on this.
Okay, so sanctions is supposed to be a dirty word today because everyone's talking sanctions. But in the world body today, and you see this world is it's a global playground. One way or the other, you find ways to overcome sanctions. But yes, there are ways to actually ensure that you can economically pressurize a person. Pakistan is not doing too well. They have not continually done too well over the last couple of years. So they are under a lot of stress even there. That could be played upon. This I'm talking about is by the bigger nations and the nations who actually have got a world standing economically. As far as we are concerned, we must go in for a diplomatic offensive too. And having done what we had to do, they will also continue. This cross-border fighting is not going to stop incidentally. So despite all this, we must go for a diplomatic initiative. There are various tracks, you'll be aware. And why not? Why not? Because war, the killing of men, whether they're soldiers, they're all nationals of your country, is never good. So the second option, that is the diplomatic option, must be utilized.
All right, Lieutenant General Soni, thank you so much for joining us on WION World is One with your insights and your perspective on this. Thank you so much.
Pleasure was mine. Thank you. Have a nice night.